This young sister was from Oakland, so after a couple of shipments, I told my partner to now get a few of the sisters and send them on down, African Americans. So they did. One of them came down that was, I guess they called them, she was working at the barber shop, we had a barber shop thing, and that was all the cocaine scene. So she was a nice young lady. I guess they called them Creole. She was from New Orleans, you know, the frizzy curly hair and then just the right so-called skin tone and all that. And she was one of the sisters came down. When we sent a couple of the others back, she was going to follow it up. Now, I think you was slick on this. Let's see, she got hit by a 47 fraction. You know them big grills, 47. It's like being hit by a train. Yeah. It may have been real, but I think, you know, the people that do them accident falls and that the car hit them and then knock them back and then they sue for insurance. Well, that was to get hit by the car and then to stay down with me. Because, and I'm saying this is about us, when she came down, she was saying, well, now everybody done told her in Oakland, she didn't know me in Oakland, but they done told her about this big time gangster from Oakland. He down in South America said, you know, this is the cocaine scene, this is a Superfly time, this is it. So she came down and she said, well, you know where niggas would tell girls that look like that, the best thing you can be is a prostitute, and they wanted to pimp her. So when she came down, she said, I'd like to hoe for you. So I said, you would have to have an elastic vagina to make the kind of money that I said, because she was used to them little niggas in Oakland. She didn't realize until being there for a while what we was into, what level, what this was all about. So as she stayed a while, I began to educate her a little bit, and I told her, I said, you know, we did the motivational talks because we didn't believe in denigrating black women even in the building. So, especially pimping, that's the stupidest thing. That's all they do. So, what she did was, she stayed there, and I began to read the motivational stuff. You're a butterfly, you let the fly, you're not nowhere, and walk around, stuff like that. And it worked. And she began to get sharp. So now instead of a runner, what we'd have now, most of the runners are white girls, because white girls can go anywhere in the world. But black ones are suspicious. It's like when a nigga is suspicious, you know, nigga women flying all over the world in those days. Black people didn't even have passports. Probably 10 black people had a passport in the early 70s. So the black women, maybe I was a little unfair in employment. The sisters became the managers. If we had 3 white girls on the plane, it would be one sister on there to watch it. Because after all, after they get back inside the United States, with a kilo or 2 of cocaine, a whole new life in front of them, right? They may float off into the atmosphere somewhere. So the sisters was there. So we put black people in management. Long story short, pretty soon, this little girl became the second. You know, I mean, because look, all the business going inside the United States, she had to do it. So if I had money to pick up, now the niggas was mad because for whatever reason they sent her down there for. Now she's their boss. They big niggas, but I got a message from Hank. He said, do this, do that, and they burning up. So they started trying to undermine. But anyway, I want to get confirmation on a couple of things. Number one is the ability to visualize the future. Now you hear about the Zetas and all of that, and now you hear about drugs trade going through Central America. What I want you to do is verify how I acted and how I talked and how I moved in those days. That I would have a map of this hemisphere, and I would point out this is the way you do it, this is the way you go, this is the future of the drug trade. And the best one we call the Negro route. We always use Colombia, Mexico, Mexico City up to the border, any border town, and then go across the border, or send it across the border. And that's the way we did. We never lost a shipment. Those became the most famous in the late 70s, 80s, and 90s. And even when Colombia lost its power, the ability to get drugs in, they had the Senate. You heard the Sinaloa cartel. That's what Culiacan is. Culiacan is the capital of Sinaloa. Anyway. So now I'm dealing with Islam. You wouldn't be shocked. I'm still the nicest guy in the world. And you can hold back on that. Remember I threatened you one time because we was walking in the mountains and then we was laying back watching the clouds go by. And I told you, if you tell anybody in Oakland that Big Hank was down in South America, laying back, looking at the shapes of the clouds, that's it for you. But it's okay. So the ability to forecast, we're doing the same thing in Islam right now, and I want the people to know this ain't nothing new. This has been happening all along. So the other thing is that time when I took you to Algeria. It's about the black movement. Because the white man thinks that he scared me to death and stopped me from selling drugs. That's not going to happen. You're the only one who can tell it from my side. Remember when we went to Algeria? I took you to Algeria, we're going to meet the party, and we got bags full of money for the Black Panther Party. But I told them a couple of years before, well, if y'all don't want to do it, the revolution needs money, so I'm going to go make that money. But guess what? When we got there, the Black Panthers were gone. So I sent you back to France, and then I went on back down to Black Africa. That wasn't the last time I saw you, but it was close to that. The point I want to make was the reason I stopped selling drugs because there was no more need to sell drugs anymore. I was selling drugs for the Black and the African movement. And the Black Panther Party that was in Algeria can testify that that's where I said I was going and what I was going to do. And it took me a year and a half to get it all set up and to get it running where now each shipment we could bring half the money or more than that to them. So it wasn't brokenheartedness that there was no more black movement or the rebellion was dead, but it was dead everywhere. There was no more movement in America. The black movement was finished. So that was, now I have to find a valid reason for my own existence, for me to do what I do. I don't need to sell drugs. I have enough money. I don't So, to make a long story short, I came home to try to beat my case, to win my case. So whatever I wanted to do, I knew I couldn't do it underground and it would be movement oriented. So this is another delay that I do. I needed a rest time to think. So there's no better place to rest and think than prison. So I took my own self home, not because I was scared of the white man. And you know, the last big shipment, you kind of remember that. I quit in the middle of that when I moved to Hermosillo. You know, Hermosillo is Sonora. It's the capital city. And always we said we'd buy property along the Mexican border. It's a pretty good place. And we would bring our dope to Mexico and then send it over the border. Well, I got that just about set up and I got it in motion and I quit. So I don't know who got all of that product. Maybe you got some of it. But whoever it was, unless they were stupid. The last thing I want to say is the niggas that was double-crossing you, the one, I tell people about it, they don't believe it. See, because I'm a nice guy, sometimes they think maybe you're just a little slow. But remember the nigga, the brother, that was supposed to be my best friend, and I made him super rich. And then when you went by to pick up something from the last, he just owed us, I don't know, maybe a couple $100,000, that's about $1 million now or more, $2 million maybe. He said, I'm on the big end now. It was shocking because you never tell a connection. The connection, in our day, we loved our connection. I loved all my connections. I technically liked them. And if I thought you was going to hurt them, I would maybe do something to you because this is our lifeblood. Everything. So your connection, bring them to your house, you give them the best room. Hey man, it's not like these dummies now. You gotta be sneaking around with a connection. You're gonna shoot and steal. We didn't do that. So anyway, those Negroes that told you that they was on the big end now, well, we cut them off. They fumbled around for a year. But the most poorest men in Oakland, California are those people. The poorest person in Oakland, except some of the homeless people, are them. I'm on the big end now. All those cars they had, within a year they was gone. And I hear, maybe it was trying to fool me. You know what I'm talking about. This Negro went down to Columbia. And I guess he was thinking, if this dumb nigga can do it, I can do it. He went down there and supposedly brought some cocaine. I think it was a diversion to make me think that he wasn't the police. But anyway, he tried to bring some drugs back to a country, I'm not going to mention the name, that nobody could go to. You just don't go to the country. And he got arrested and he did about a year down there in a South American or Central American jail. When he fought, he was a middleweight. When he come back from South Latin America, he couldn't weigh no more than 120 pounds. A guy is the same height as me. You talking about reform. I don't say nothing to those people now, hey, where's my money? No. But now, remember that I actually do one last favor. I said, that nigga's talking crazy. I said, get a private detective, and you do it yourself. Get pictures of him, where he go, follow him around, and give me the package. And you gave me that package, I took it somewhere, and I paid for the people to knock that nigga off. But I said, okay, you keep the money, leave the guy alone. Why? Because I forget it. Maybe niggas is stupid or something. And I still have that, and I had to write that down. That's not a weakness, that's good. Okay, I hate to keep y'all a long time, but this is Bible stuff. This is a big deal. The other thing that you could verify, maybe you can mention, I'm going to mention about snowboarding. Now everybody knows about waterboarding, but remember that white boy that we knew was a snitch down in Bogota? And I sat you in the back and all the white folks were sitting in front. And I set the tattletale white boy next to me, and I set about a pound of cocaine right in front of us. Y'all may not remember them old round butter knives. They got a round tip. They kind of fat. It's a butter knife. Not the one. And snowboarding it's like waterboarding, but you're doing it with cocaine. I had the white boy sitting right next to me, and I dip into that blow, and I jam it in his nose, blow! After a couple of hits, boy, that white boy, I take one myself. But I could take it. This white boy was delirious. That's snowboarding, not waterboarding. So he's incoherent now. I know what I'm doing. I got everybody there. I said, this boy, there's something wrong with him. Wow. I mean, I don't know if y'all know about pure cocaine. Right out of the cooking, boy, you can smell it when you're sitting over there. Yeah, it's good roll, man. You smell it. You have to snort it to get high. You can smell it. It's called snowboarding. And she was sitting back on me, just to catch my back, and everybody else is out there, the other white folks. I just thought that was interesting. The reason is this: I have so many experiences that I can't tell nobody none of them because it's that stuff. So I want to thank you. If you don't want to contact me, maybe your son, Anson. He ought to be about 47 now. Good God Almighty. Wait a minute. He was probably born in 72, right? Okay. 45. Huh? It's 45. It's 45 or something. Okay. Have him come. Here's why another reason. The last reason, I'm fixing to hit the white man. The ship is getting ready to come in his eye. Don't make me. But if I get 20, 30, 40 million, I want to give you $1 million for the job that you do. I'm complimenting you. I know how difficult it was for a 22-year-old girl from Louisiana living around the bums and low-life and pimps and open. And to all of a sudden be traveling all around the world, the assistant manager, and all the money you're picking up, just imagine. I would pick up 50,000 here, 20,000 there. You could have flown off. And I remember the time when they was having the fight in Jamaica. What was them guys? What's his name? George Foreman. So George Foreman was open. I know you went by. He told you went by to see him. And he went by to see the other old Negro too. And you told me who was going to win. Because I said, what was George doing? He said, George was out on the beach with a wheelbarrow, an iron wheelbarrow, and a big old jean coat on, pushing that wheelbarrow down the beach. So what was George, what was Smoking Joe Frazier doing? He said he had a ukulele and a straw hat with frizzles on it, singing at a nightclub, having a good time. So, well, that's it for him. That's what she told me. Anyway, so if I get anywhere near 20, 25, 30 million, you got $1 million coming for that work. You were the only honest, You were the only one that didn't cut my, you may scratch me a couple of times, but I never noticed. So that to me, that was commendable. That's the best job anybody ever done. Better than them niggas in Oakland, these big gangsters, better than the South American crew, better than everybody. That was you, that's what you did. I never got a chance to tell you that because I think your daddy, somebody told me your daddy got hold to you and threatened you twice and he came down again. And I think your daddy and the FBI came by and visited you, and that might have canceled our relationship. But you did a great job, better than anybody who ever associated with this. So remember, if we win big from the old days, that's the kind of nigga I am, you get a piece of that. Now, it don't make no difference. I know you ain't no tender cutie pie, because hell, I was 40-something years ago, so you probably, if you was a few years younger than me, if I was 27, 28, then you must have been 22. So you're probably 68 or 69 years old. I hope you're still alive. I just want to talk to you for a while, see how you've been doing. But if I strike it big with this white man, you got something right off the top. Because you never cheated me that I knew of. And if you can cheat a nigga and you don't know, that ain't cheating him at all. That's fine. That's good. That's smart. So I want to thank everybody. I got too many issues here to talk about. But I close with this. We're going directly up against the Zionist American Saudis face to face on this one. This is not an individual endeavor. So, everybody from the old days, everybody that hears this is a part of Muslim Congress, and you don't know, get a little crew. Everybody that goes to Anglican programs, they done went bad. I don't care what they do. You can't go along with people because they're of your same race, color, or organization. This is bad. It's not any good. That's what Daftar did. That's what those bums can tell you. The whole crew that controls the English-speaking apparatus from Tehran to many parts of the world are government agents. The whole foreign ministry, I don't say they're all government agents, but something is wrong with them. I'll close with this. 4 or 5 times in a row, we worked out programs to initiate from America, in America, start 20 years ago. Some of the programs I took 5 years to put together. I said, let's go. So-and-so was here at that time. He's not the director now, and the sucker's gone. So that don't mean no, we not in with the director we hear, this is a movement. It don't make no difference who's here. Okay, forget it. We'll go back. Put together another great program. Okay, we're ready to go. Well, we're going to have to see about that. See about it not behind. You know. But remember, all y'all got salaries and stuff. Careers, a career is not what a revolution is about. You guys are careers. And that's no good. And if you stay on that white man's side, 10 or 15 years, I'm going to slap you upside the head too. Yeah, now you want to hear some bragging? All you handkerchief-head Iranians, Rafsanjani died, we stopping this before Rouhani get a chance to get sleep as Rafsanjani. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Now, our friends, I want you to tell the Rahbar about the person you know. Tell him I'm over here, that I'm with him all the way, and been with him, and got the time and the people to prove it. So we want everybody to get ready. Thank you very much. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.